This is Victor Walker with the Law Office of Victor D. Walker, PC, and I'm coming to you again to share with you a little bit about the overage business, the excess proceed business, some say surplus funds business, where we are recovering funds for former homeowners who had lost their home due to a foreclosure, or a foreclosure that may be a property tax foreclosure, or it may be a bank or financial institution foreclosure. At the Law Office of Victor D. Walker, PC, we work with clients. We specialize in this area, and we work in the areas of Austin, Dallas, Houston, Galveston, most of the Texas area. As a Texas attorney myself for over 20-something years, this is an area that we know real well. Property, probate, family law, explaining to the judges all the rules related to common law marriages, single property, and what the estate code has for intestate distributions. One of the areas that one of our clients was asking us about was wills. And usually when we are profiling our clients that call in, we ask them certain questions about the family, what happened if there are heirs or someone was deceased who owned the property. And many times the people who own the property may be deceased, the parents may be deceased, their children may be deceased, and I may even be talking to grandchildren. But in all cases, we want to know a couple of things. One, when was the property purchased? We'll be looking for the deeds to see exactly who was on the deed, as well as the date and time of the deed, so we can figure out, was this single property, separate property, community property here in the state of Texas, meaning property purchased during the marriage of two husband and a wife. So once we can figure that part out, then we can kind of know whether or not we're going to be going down the bloodline of the husband, bloodline of the wife, or whether or not there's a will. In the case of a will, many times, because we're dealing with money, someone's going to say they have a will, meaning there may be a distribution that's not pro rata between the heirs. It may be saying, hey, I was taking care of mom, dad, grandma. At the end of their time, they left everything to me. Not my other 4 or 5 brothers and sisters, but to me. In that case, we're going to ask to see a copy of a will. More importantly, even after we have an eligible will, assuming we got one, because we always have to see if there were disinterested witnesses on the will. Was it a holographic will, meaning it was just handwritten, or whether or not it was typed, and there are some, was it notarized, and was it a proper notarization? And then out of all of that, was it probated? Because many times our clients will say, well, I got a copy of the will, I have the original will, but if it wasn't probated, there's no probate order from a judge saying that it's been accepted, and we can use this for evidence when we prove up our case in court, then we are not going to be able to use that last will and testament. So typically when it comes down to last wills and testament, we do want to make sure that it's been probated. And there have been times where we have to do the extra work, meaning before we ever file a case for excess proceeds, we have to go and then probate the case for our client to make sure that will is going to be executed, it is going to be honored. We have to do it before we actually file our documents, so that we'll be able to show in our documents that this was filed. Here's the file number, here's the petition number, here's the probate court and where it was honored, and a copy of the order. So just so that you guys will know, especially for our gladiators who are working with us in our academy, as well as those referral partners who are just bringing cases to us and want us to file them and recover money for their clients. You got to remember, we're going to have documentation. That's how we win all of our cases. And that documentation in this case is not only a copy of the will, but we're going to need to know that it was probated, and we're going to need a copy of the order where the judge signed off on it. So one more tip just for you, of course, if you like this kind of these kind of videos where we're giving you bits and pieces of the overage process of recovering money, because there are so many areas that we have to discuss, and we'll be talking about it more in future videos. But for now, we want to continue to share with you creative and actionable content, so that as you're going out asking and profiling your clients questions, you're going to be armed with the right kind of questions as they explain to you what happened. And even if they don't explain to you what happened, you want to be ready to ask certain specific questions so that you can do a proper calculation, a proper distribution. So if you like this video, please subscribe to us where we're giving you more content. Of course, ring the bell and definitely press a like for us. Again, with Victor Walker, with the law office of Victor D. Walker, PC, and of course our new Overage Gladiator Academy, where we'll be training, certifying those who are in the industry, would-be entrepreneurs, those who are looking for additional income. We want to be able to help you, make sure that you're professional, ethical, and do things right so that you can always win your cases and keep the trust of your clients. Again, ring the bell, subscribe to the like button at the bottom, and we'll see you next time.